She received her BA in German and biology, BS in biology, as an undergraduate at the University of Michigan in 2005. Following graduation, she worked as a research fellow at the University of Michigan, and she worked in fund development and as a health assistant at the People's Food Co-op in Ann Arbor, and as an AmeriCorps member at the National AIDS Fund in Southfield and Ypsilanti. She is concentrating in the MSW program in community organization and community and social systems, and she is a dual degree student in the Masters of Public Health and the Masters in Social Work program. Her efforts at the university, community, state, national, and international levels has allowed her the opportunity to represent the field of social work in a positive light and to make a difference in the lives of many people facing depression. As a graduate student staff assistant in our Office of Student Services here at the School of Social Work, she has been a great resource for strategizing on the school's efforts to utilize blogs, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube for recruitment and information dissemination. She's a front runner in online communication methods, both in her field placement and with campus student organizations, and she was recognized for her work with the featured profile on our website. She's an active member of several student organizations in addition to teaching an undergraduate genetics laboratory course as a graduate student instructor. She is the co-person of the World AIDS Week Committee, a group made of community and university members that organizes a week's worth of events in our community. Working with this group, she has been able to help bridge some gaps that exist between undergraduate and graduate students, as well as try to help with the town-gown divide. She's also active in 2 Latina-focused student groups in her graduate programs, the Latina Social Work Coalition in the School of Social Work, and La Salud in the School of Public Health. Working with La Salud, she represented her host field placement site, the HIV/AIDS Resource Center, or HARP, at the annual Dia de la Familia Latina Community Health event in October. In May 2009, she marched with the Latina Social Work Coalition for Immigration Reform in Detroit, and has since been trained as an urgent responder with the Washtenaw Interfaith Coalition on Immigrant Rights. She's been very active as an HIV activist locally, nationally, and internationally. This past November, with only 3 weeks' notice, she organized a statewide community conversation about HIV and AIDS in Michigan in conjunction with the Campaign to End AIDS and the White House Office of National AIDS Policy. She is a founding member of the Michigan Coalition for Adolescent Sexual Health and has been a driving force of the Washtenaw County-based Spanish Healthcare Outreach Collaborative's recent work to create a local Latina community center. She'll be doing field work in this area in the future. She helped organize a successful week-long National Youth AIDS Activist Training in Oakland, California last summer, and will continue this work in preparation for the training this coming June in Shreveport, Louisiana. Internationally, she spent this past summer doing an additional public health field placement at an AIDS organization in Lima, Peru, where she worked with youth living with HIV, trans women at high risk for HIV contraction, and youth at risk for sexual exploitation. At her field placement at HARP, she has been evaluating the use of social media to ensure that client confidentiality is protected. She recently presented some of this work at a conference in San Francisco and will be presenting similar work at the statewide NASW Michigan conference later this month. Additionally, she is working on HARP's first ever research grant as a Spanish language interviewer. She has done all of this while maintaining an A average on both the undergraduate and graduate school levels. Please join me in celebrating the accomplishments of the U of M and NASW Southeastern Michigan Student of the Year, Carrie Rheingans.
Do I need a mic? No. Oh, no. Okay. So I'm really honored to be here today, and I wouldn't be here without my family. And I'm actually kind of feeling a little unworthy after the other social workers. I mean, I was sitting and thinking, I mean, if we are all working on the same team, in the future, there's nothing that's going to stop us. Right? I was just... I'm really happy to see so many of my family and friends here today. They're always supporting me. I have a lot of crazy ideas, as you just heard. heard. They say, where are you going now? I'm sorry, but don't you need malaria medication for that? So I really thank you for coming today. I know some of you are coming from work and from far away, so I really appreciate it. And I have a lot of mentors. My field instructor at the HIV/AIDS Resource Center couldn't be here tonight, but she's helped me over the last few years a lot. And I have some advisors here in the school of social work and in the school of public health who have been really helpful. And as well, I have some advisors that don't live anywhere near here, but they really help me out a lot via email or frantic phone calls like, I'm sorry, the White House wants to come here and talk to people about HIV, and you want me to organize it? Can you pay me or something? And they say that, unfortunately. But I guess you heard a lot about me. I was born in Flint, you know. But the important thing is that I've really been working in the field of HIV for a long time. And part of the reason why I do this is because people, a lot of people, not all people living with HIV, are scared to talk about it. And I can speak for them. I'm not scared to talk about it. I'm not scared to talk about sex workers. I'm not scared to talk about anal sex. I also work, one of my other passions is with the local Latino community and the community here in the United States. And a lot of people in that community are scared to talk to. Sometimes they can't talk to people who don't speak their language. So I think it's really important that we try to learn how to speak people's languages to give services. And I also, I kind of want to take this opportunity to announce that it's really great that I'm going to be out of a job. I mean, HIV is almost done. And there's not a cure yet, but everybody around the world who needs it has medication right now in this world. It was expensive, but it happened. And there's no more discrimination, so I don't have to worry about that. Either I'm going to have to move to a different kind of field. Unfortunately, so this social work degree is kind of useless. You know, now that there's no more racism, there's no more sexism, there's no more homophobia. This all began in 2010 when politicians kind of were fighting about how do we fund treatment for everybody in the world? How do we get enough money to give HIV medication to everybody on this planet who needs it, which is over 33 million people. That's a lot of people. And the way that this happened in 2010, Publishers Clearinghouse stepped in and wrote a $9 billion check on April 1st, 2010. It bailed out all the people living with HIV all over this planet. So on April 1st, 2010, we're honored that this happened since the politicians couldn't work together, and we do have enough funding for global AIDS, treatment, and now we don't have to worry about that anymore. People can go on with their lives. HIV is no longer the #1 killer of reproductive age women on the planet, now that we got this. On April 1st, 2010. And additionally, in 2010, at that time, there were 70% of people in the world that didn't have drugs that needed it. 70% of the people who need drugs for HIV didn't have treatment in 2010. But now today, now that we have this, I think that the world is a much better place. So, thank you very much, everybody.
Let's give Carrie another round of applause. Two things I didn't say about Carrie that are really true. One is she has a tremendous amount of energy and she's fearless, as you might suspect. And it's been quite a wonderful experience to get to know her over the last year. And I guess now maybe I'll buy some more magazines. I got no idea.
The point was that it didn't happen, and we still have to work.
At this time, we're going to honor those from Wayne State University, and it's my honor to introduce Dr.